This sound, the moment buckwheat noodles glide into a broth lightly covered with ice. First-time listeners always ask, why is it cold? Oh, it's good. It's so amazing. The flavor's fine, but I'd love it if it's hot. At first, they're confused. The second time, they're curious. And by the third time, they come back for it. This dish is called Pyongyang Naengmyeon.
공동성명이 합의한 이후 두 정상이 선택한 점심 메뉴는 예상대로 옥류관의 평양
In 2018, at Panmunjom, global media called that moment Noodle Diplomacy. The star of the banquet was neither politics nor military power. A noodle-making machine was brought from Originating in the north, and the noodles were freshly pressed on site. A massive truck, buckwheat dough, a gentle, clear broth. One bowl of noodles briefly paused the tension on the Korean Peninsula. In 70 years of division, that day, flavor seemed to move ahead of politics. Many people think naengmyeon is a summer dish, but originally it was a winter dish. In the Pyongyang region, it was a winter delicacy served in icy dongchimi broth. In Korea, there is a phrase, "Ihan chihan," fight cold with cold. In summer, people eat samgyetang and say, "Iyol chiyol," fight heat with heat. Korea is a country that finds balance through extremes. In 1950, the Korean War broke out. Countless people from the north fled to the south. One of the things they brought with them was this noodle dish. In Seoul, restaurants like Ureok, Uljimyeonok, Pildongmyeonok, and Pyongyang Naengmyeon. These restaurants were founded by first-generation displaced families. For them, naengmyeon was not just food. It was home. A city they could not return to. A home they could not revisit. All those memories were held in that subtle broth. Cold, yet the warmest bowl of noodles. The first time, you might think, what is this? Why is it so bland? High heat pushes flavor. Low heat draws it out. Pyongyang Naengmyeon broth is never boiled aggressively. A gentle simmer. 2 hours. Beef brisket carefully soaked with scallions, garlic, radish, and whole peppercorns. Then chilled and skimmed for a clear, clean broth. Buckwheat noodles rinsed in ice water for perfect texture. The first sip feels almost tasteless, but by the third bite, the savory depth of the beef begins to emerge. Then the nutty aroma of buckwheat quietly speaks. This is not a love at first bite kind of dish. It is the kind you grow to love. There are two kinds of love. Love at first sight and love that slowly seeps in. Pyongyang Naengmyeon is the second kind. At first you tilt your head in doubt, but days later, it lingers in your mind. And one day, without realizing it, you say, "Oh, it's good." One bowl of cold noodles. Inside it were war, longing, and memories of home. And one day, that bowl was placed on the table in Panmunjom, the 2018 Inter-Korean Summit. Before political agreements were made, chopsticks were lifted. Even if words are not fully understood, sharing the same bowl transforms silence into a moment of connection. Naengmyeon is not a grand solution, but dialogue often begins at the table. Like the thin ice floating on the broth, tension may not melt easily. Still, sitting face to face and sharing one bowl, that may be the slowest form of peace. For some, Pyongyang Naengmyeon is home. For others, an unfamiliar dish. For some, a symbol of diplomacy. And today, It leaves us with a question. Can we sit at the same table again? Cold noodles, but warm conversation. That is the lasting echo Pyongyang Naengmyeon leaves behind.